Are you a woman who has survived childhood trauma and now you struggle with overthinking, overeating, and over people pleasing? Let's discover your path to peace with your own personalized healing plan. In this video, I'm going to walk you through how to discover what you're overdoing, all those things that were born from trauma, so that you can create your healing plan and move on with your life already. My name is Contessa Aiken. I'm a former jet engine mechanic. Currently, I'm the best emotional well-being coach there is. I've coached women over the last 15 years to heal their trauma, to prioritize themselves, to calm their nervous system, and readjust to the truth of who they are. I began my own healing journey out of my own history of trauma and a deep desire to help other women move on with their lives. I came up with a powerful process that began my journey, and now I love to share that with you so that you can have peace too, because just like me, you deserve it. Look, I started whenever I was sitting on the couch and my husband forced me on a suicide crisis hotline call. Yes, he forced me because I had already committed to myself in my head that my kids, my babies at the time, they were just barely one and under one, that they deserved a better life and that me as their mother was not the path to them having a great life. I had read so many self-help books. I had been to so many seminars, and I was really tired of sitting on the couch in a therapist's office and talking in circles, never really feeling like I was making any forward progress. Have you ever felt like you have spent years and years and years in therapy and you look back and you're like, wait, but have I really come that far? I was so fed up with the system of find a counselor, tell them the story, relive all the history, relive all the trauma, talk in circles, keep talking about all the crap and in the past. I was ready to move on. I was done telling the story of what had happened to me, and I was ready to start telling a new story of what I could do and what I was capable of. And, all the experts say, get out and exercise and get some vitamin D and be in the sun. And while all that is true, I didn't want to do it. And I thought that it was crap advice. But yet I found myself out walking around my neighborhood and I came along a dirty trash bag. And look, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I looked at that trash bag and I'm like, that looks like me. I know it sounds silly and totally cliche right now, but I was like, I feel like that dirty trash bag. And so I grabbed that trash bag and I brought it home with me. And I started to take all the pain, the suffering, the hurt, the trauma, the past, all the things that I wish that had happened, all the things that had been done to me, all the things I had done to myself. And I started filling up this dirty trash bag with all of these things just written on pieces of paper or maybe a rock. It was just all bunch of stuff that I threw into this dirty trash bag that represented how I was feeling and what I had been through. I burned that trash bag to the ground. And guys, I can't even begin to tell you how freeing that felt to me. I set that shit on fire. And at the same time, I set my soul on fire. In that moment, as I was watching that burn and all that stuff that had been inside of me, all cooped up and all inside of my body and in my cells, as I watched it burn, I set myself free. I set that stuff free and it created this space inside of me. And I felt peace for the first time in my whole entire life. I decided to take that as a process and I shared it with a client and it worked for her exactly as it worked for me. So I shared it with another client and it worked the same and another client and it worked the same. And I realized I'm on to something here, right? And after all the trainings and all the certifications and all the knowledge and experience that I have, I thought, you know what? Other women deserve this too. And so I could not wait to bring it and share it with other people because everybody deserves to feel peace. And ultimately, the process is really clear, forward, and simple to do. It's personalized to you, but what we do is we take a look at the history, not in a way that we relive the story and have to like dredge up the past, but we take a look at the history. We dive into just that core part of it that needs to be healed. We burn shit to the ground, literally and figuratively, and then we rise up out of it like beautiful phoenixes out of the ashes with the truth of who we really are intact. And then we get the tools and skills to anchor that in so that you live as that from here on out. Now, this is a great program and this is a great process, and a lot of people can go through it. But there's some people that it's not for. And I want to make sure that you know that I am not a therapist, I'm not a counselor, I'm not a psychiatrist, I'm a life coach. So if you're done telling the story of what has happened to you and you're ready for an alternative way to just leapfrog and move past all this stuff already, then I'm your girl. Okay. If you are ready to have peace and stop being the victim, if you're ready to have self-love instead of self-hatred, if you're ready to move on from self-harm and heal the past so that you don't beat yourself up anymore, if you're ready to take the past and let it be what it is and just accept it for what it is, and then do the work of you and look at yourself, then you are ready for me. Let's do this, right? And so what I want to do is invite you today to this literal life-changing program. It is my group coaching program, and we do run for a year. And what you do inside of this program is you identify and address your trauma-induced behaviors. Look, we all have them. I just literally had a conversation with somebody. We have trauma and we do what we need to do in order to survive those moments. But oftentimes we hold on to those behaviors and those beliefs and those ideas, and they do not serve us long term. So inside the program, we identify and we recognize these behaviors for what they are. And then what we do is we transform all of your experiences into empowerment for your own growth and your own tools for success. And then we embrace your true self without seeking any validation from anyone ever. That's the best part. Can't even begin to tell you. Whenever I watch women just embrace the truth of who they are and start to live up to that, oh, their whole world changes. They have better connections. They no longer have self-doubt. You actually can trust yourself to make important life decisions, and you can get rid of overthinking so that you can have some freaking peace. And you can do all of this without sitting on that couch in a therapist's office, talking in circles for years and years and years. All you got to do is click on the link below. Let's schedule a consultation call. Let's talk face to face and see what this group coaching program can do for you and get you a personalized healing plan so you can get started today.